Welcome back to No Sleep Sleepover. Woo! I'm Logan along with Matt, and we're here to hang out with you today.
2 weeks in a row. Wow, we did it.
I know. We're on a hot streak. We're actually doing it. Do you think people use our podcast to like relax and
I'm gonna
calm down from the day?
say no. I mean, because of me, I think you're my mom, this is a funny story. My mom was like, I didn't know you were doing another podcast. And I was like, it's hard to keep up with me because I do a lot. So she finally started tuning in and she's like, I think Logan, she sounds really nice and she's really cute. And then I was like, so not me, just Logan fits the nice and cute,
I love your mom.
So I was like, yeah, I would agree. I totally agree with that. But then I was thinking like, okay, so then I'm bold and brash, right? Like if you're the nice and cute one, I'm the one who's like not that. So,
but I think we complement each other. Like I think we work well. I think our dynamic is good. Someone at work actually told me that they listen to ASMR sometimes to fall asleep, which is like, I don't know what it stands for, but it's basically
sensory.
Something.
Yeah.
But it's basically like quiet sounds and like to help you relax, help you de-stress. A lot of people use to fall asleep. And she said that she listened to us one time as she was falling asleep and like it worked. And she's like, hey, you guys are just like ASMR. It's like, that is something, because I think we are very loud, very intense, nothing like ASMR, but I'm glad that we can help people relax sometimes.
That is shocking to me because I feel like we have kind of the loudness of like a marketplace in a movie where it's like over here, dollar bills, bananas,
so much stuff just happening.
So like the idea of someone being like, yeah, like I put you on and I fell asleep to it is shocking to me. But like, you know what?
Yeah.
If that's what we are to you, if we are putting you to bed right now, if you're cozied up in bed with a cup of tea and no sleep sleepover and you're trying to sleep at our no sleep sleepover, all the power to you.
What the heck? No sleeping allowed.
Didn't you read the title? It's no sleep.
Maybe we should give some people some ASMR so they can try to fall asleep. We'll just do some whispers.
Well, you know what's funny? I was eating a snack earlier that I could have saved. So now I'll have to, let me use my Diet Coke.
Thank you for watching No Sleep Sleepover. I know people like rub the mic and stuff.
Ew, I hate that.
Oh, sorry. This is not your cup of tea. I apologize.
That was like one level below like nails on a chalkboard for me.
Here, let's try this. Ready?
We should do an ASMR special, maybe. Do we need to do that? Oh, that was peaceful.
Yeah,
that would tapping on the desk.
Is this doing anything for anybody? Because you're welcome. We should do an ASMR special. I think we'd be really good, and I think we'd be really quiet. And oh man,
Let's put on the list. We'll put on the list because this whole my mom was like, "What's like the concept of this the podcast?" And I was like, yeah, there really isn't. Like we're just all over the place in a good way. So I think we could totally do an ASMR episode.
We start talking and then we start talking about something and we say, oh, we should do that. And then half the time we don't do that. We forget about it.
But the best ideas I think we have are ones that kind of hit us like naturally. Like I don't know about you, but like when you text me and you're like, hey, like what should we do? That's when like my mind goes blank.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when someone's like, it's the same thing when someone goes, where should we go for dinner? And like I have no idea. But like I'm out in the world. I'm like, hey, this just opened. Like we should do this.
Yeah.
And
but
so,
no,
like,
when someone asks you, everything just leaves your mind. And no, I totally the same way. Because sometimes it's the day before we record and I'm like, oh, I've had so many ideas. I've thought about so many things. Completely don't have anything right now because I haven't written anything down or I haven't talked to you about it. And it's just totally gone. But today I think we kind of have an okay idea. Recently I found a bucket list that I made in 7th grade. It was for a class that I was in called Above and Beyond. And so it just gave us extra opportunities to think creatively, try things differently. And it was really exciting. I really loved it. Shout out Mrs. Leonard if you're listening. I love you. And so I found in 7th grade, we had to make a bucket list of 50 things we wanted to do before we died. First of all, I didn't realize that bucket list wasn't always a term. It only started with the movie The Bucket List.
Really?
I guess so. Like I've heard that on the internet. You know, I don't know how truthful that all is, but yeah, I think that term started with that movie because people were asking their parents and they were like, no, I never really used it growing up. And so I think that's interesting that, you know, this movie kind of made this thing for people. Just very
interesting.
Exciting.
It says the term was used in 1999 by a screenwriter for his film The Bucket List. So I think you're right. It's because you're kicking the bucket to die and list. So it's like, yeah. Oh,
insane.
Okay.
Because I always just thought it was a thing that people always did.
Yeah, I thought it was one of those old school kind of idioms, you know?
But guess not. But yeah, so now I have a list of 50 things I want to do before I die. And half the list, I think it was me just trying to finish the list and think of 50 things to put down. But some of these are really fun. And so I thought we could maybe go through some of them and talk about things that you also want to do, updated things that I want to do, because my new goal in life is to finish this bucket list with some alterations to it. Because, for example, number 14, be in the Kentucky Derby. First of all,
in is on a horse.
Yes. First of all, I'm not a 4-foot-something jockey. So that is never going to happen, unfortunately. So I'm never going to complete the list as is, but I can make moderations and I can have number 14 go to the Kentucky Derby.
There you go. That feels like a more achievable goal.
Yes. I don't know if I was just trying to be funny. I don't know because I don't know how you were as a middle schooler, but as a middle schooler, I thought I was hilarious. I was like, this will really get them. So I don't know what I was thinking.
7th grade Logan was like, this will show them. I'm going to be in the Kentucky Derby. Oh my God.
Maybe it was just like a feminist thing. Like, I'm a woman and I can do this. Maybe like less of a height thing. Just like, I want to do, but then I didn't realize that they were so little. But I guess at 7th grade, you're also very little.
Well, yeah, maybe you thought at the time, like, I'll be little and like petite and you could put me on the back of a horse, right? Like as a jockey. Work. Yeah. Why aren't there female jockeys though? Is it like still a male dominated industry?
There's got to be female jockeys, but I think that there's probably how there's like leagues like for men and women in professional sports. I'm sure there's like male horsing or male jockey race horsing leagues and female ones. Just like, you know, baseball versus softball.
I guess
soccer.
there are female jockeys, just none have ever won.
Oh, they've been in the Kentucky Derby?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just spouting out facts I don't know.
But apparently there's definitely a gap, and then like it looks like a gap in pay and just so, which is
shocker.
Oh wait, women pay less than men? No, never.
Insane. Who would have thought? Not us. That was sarcasm in case you couldn't tell.
Big time sarcasm.
We know. A couple other things. So I've checked off a couple things on here.
Let's start with what you have done. Let's start with that. Yeah.
Not many, because I put a lot of crazy things on here. Get into a good college.
Did you
got into college? I got
into a college. Was it a good college?
It was a college that I really enjoyed, so I would call it a good college.
I'm messing.
I loved my school, loved my experience, so I'm checking that off the list as is.
Listen. I'm not trying to rag, but when I said it's a good college and you pause and goes, well, I liked it, that's not a very strong evidence to say it was a good college. You know what's funny? So did you so remember the whole Varsity Blues situation with you know, what's the actors, Felicity Huffman, Lori Loughlin, and they were paying the colleges to get their girls in.
Oh, yes.
I thought there was a really good statement. It was actually from like a college admissions person, and they said, listen, all these colleges are great colleges. People focus on 8, 10, 15 colleges nationwide and think that those are, quote, the only good ones, right? But she's like, realistically, that's not true. Every college is good. Every college offers something different that, might be something that you look into. I went to a school that, our business schools ranked continuously like number 1 in the Midwest or what have you. Granted,
you better look that up because I'm pretty sure my school is number 1 in the Midwest.
Okay, then why did you say that earlier? You were like,
because I didn't major in business.
I didn't major in business. If I majored in business, would I be here at 10:30 on a Wednesday doing a podcast? I'd be selling stocks or something.
You'd have a Fortune 500 company.
Listen,
you'd be making
100%. I would be like making so much money. But, and where I went to grad school, they're technically on Newsweek. They're number 9 in the South for Newsweek. So it's like, it goes to show you that like, most of these colleges, like they're pretty good at something, like they're pretty good across the board. It just, we have a habit of thinking like, oh, good colleges, Harvard, Ivy League, et cetera. So.
You know what? I'm going to say with more confidence. I went to a good college.
I went to a great college.
Yeah.
Go East Michigan. Is that where you went? East Michigan?
Eastern.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Because there's Eastern, Western, Central, Northern, and I don't think there's a Southern Michigan University, but there might be. I don't know. They're all over the state. Another one is pet a stingray. Shout out to the Cleveland Aquarium because I did that.
You paid $25 to pet that stingray and it was worth it.
I think you pay extra money to pet the stingrays. I'm pretty sure. Listen,
I love the Cleveland Aquarium, but I got to admit they're a little pricey. And the fact that you have to pay more to pay the stingray, unacceptable. Unacceptable.
And I might be making that up again, but I'm pretty sure I paid more to pet these stingrays. But it's really cool and they kind of swim. But I mean, I saw the one was making eyes at me and I'm pretty sure that's the one that killed Steve Irwin. So I was going to wind up and get him.
Oh my God. Can you imagine starting that rumor that the stingray that killed Steve Irwin is at the Cleveland Aquarium? Oh my God. Wasn't
that a thing after he died that people were looking for this stingray to kill it?
Yeah, there are people trying to kill stingrays just like in general because people are stupid,
Insane.
Which is like Steve Irwin would have been the first person to tell you, like, no, don't do that. Do that. Like, oh my gosh.
He's such a good guy. R.I.P.
Okay, so you had 2 things so far that you did. You went to a supposed good college. You pet a stingray, which I've also
a lot of money
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Very cool.
Very slippery, very like kind of slimy.
Yeah, it's slimy. Yeah. Ooh. Another one, type up an A+ report. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, these are not when I think of bucket list.
These are the ones that I've done. These are the ones that I have accomplished.
I just like the idea that 7th grade Logan was like, I'm going to pet a stingray and I'm going to get an A+ book report. And that was the bucket list.
I think at a certain point, I was like, I need to finish this for the grade. I just need to submit this.
There we go.
50 things are a lot of things to try and think of,
I would agree with that. I think like a solid top 10 would have been much more obtainable.
Even like 20, 25. I could have picked things I really wanted to do, but this was just like, ugh. Another one, say the alphabet backwards. Did that.
Okay, that feels like a filler bucket list item to me.
For sure.
You know what I've never done? I've never said the alphabet backwards. I'm going to do that one day.
You know what was really cool? I sat down and I learned it, and then I was able to say it for a little bit until I forgot it. But that's a skill that I had.
Can't you do it right now?
No, cannot. Not anymore.
ZYXWVUTSR Q
O
PONML KJ IHGFEDCBA, right?
Cool. You're smarter than I am.
I mean,
you went to a good college.
Well, I went to a great college, first of all. Well, no, I guess in 7th grade though, that was like a little bit. That was a challenge for you back then.
Yeah.
And these days, you're like, okay, I can do that.
Probably at some. I'm not like I can see it in my head and just like go backwards. So I'd have to practice.
Okay.
Another one, the last one that I accomplished was travel to Michigan.
I've got to be honest. Like, I love how earlier, this is not a criticism, but you were like, man, I was such a rowdy, imaginative seventh grader back then. And then this list is like, go to Michigan.
A state that's literally a couple hours away.
But you know what? I have to remember the context. You were in seventh grade. These things that are very accessible to us as adults, quote, supposed adults, right? Were probably a little foreign for like a child. I mean, you were like what? 12, 11, 10?
However, I think 11, 12 probably.
Yeah.
And so I had never been to Michigan and I was like, I want to go. Okay, let's start going through the things that I haven't done yet because I think that'll be a little more fun.
Just to clarify, of the list, 4 things have been done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What was the 5th?
Get to a good college, pet a stingray, type up an A+ report.
Oh, okay.
Say the alphabet backwards, travel to Michigan.
Okay, so you did 5. So you're 10% done? 10% done.
5 out of 45 or 5
out of 50.
5 down, 45 left to go. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because if you times that by 2, that's 100. 50 is 100. So you're 10%. That's not bad.
It's failing, but it's not bad.
Well, you have your whole life and you seem healthy. I think you'll be here for another 50 years. So
5 by 25. I'm good.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to think how much of it I was, 18 and plus, so I could decide to do the things instead, Anyways,
it takes a long time to be able to, pet the stingray and go to Michigan. So I think
it takes a long time.
Took me years to pet the stingray.
I couldn't find that freaking stingray. All right.
So let's go through
more
the rest.
fun things. One of them is to walk with penguins.
Can you do that? Right? How do you do that?
I don't know. Well, okay. So have you seen the videos where the penguins are just waddling through the aquarium?
Naturally.
I think that would be a cool experience. So I've been to
here we go. Let's Google this. Walk with penguins experience. Is that going to come up, do you think?
I hope so. I know that the aquarium or the zoo in Detroit has a full penguin house with tons of penguins, and I'm sure they let them walk around sometimes.
The Shed Aquarium, they have a penguin encounter.
Stop.
It's $94, 30-minute experience. You can explore, preen, play with toys, perch, and gulp fish. That looks cute.
I think I got to do that.
Should I send that? Should I email that to you? Shed. I feel like the Shed, is that Columbus?
I think that's Chicago.
Oh, is it? Shed.
I
Oh, you're right. It is Chicago. Oh,
wow.
Look at you in that okay college experience. I love it.
I know my geography, kind of.
Okay, so you walk with penguins. You can do that. Obtainable.
This one I cannot. I don't think get to the top of Mount Everest.
No, girl, don't do it. No,
I don't want to do it now. So I need to try and figure that. Maybe that one just climb a mountain, or hike a mountain.
I like that. Hike a mountain. But 2, do you know how many people are actually dead on Mount Everest? There's so many bodies that are dead on Mount Everest.
And people use those as markers to get up. They know, I'm this far.
Oh, it's the bitch with the pearl necklace. I'm halfway there. Ew.
It's disgusting. It's awful. I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, I think that one could be.
I feel don't get me wrong. I get people like to hike and do stuff like that, but doesn't that feel a little gratuitous? It feels a little egotistical to be I'm going to climb Mount Everest. Cause I get that it sounds cool. It's the tallest, mountain in the world, but I mean, dude, you can die. You could die. If you go with people, they could die. I wouldn't want to risk a friend or a fellow person's life, by doing something that and then what do? You just go to a cocktail party. Well, yes, I climbed Mount Everest. I don't know. And I don't mean to crap on people who want to do that or they're working to get to that point. But I don't know. I agree with you. There's differences between climbing mountains versus climbing a dangerous, deadly mountain.
Yeah, maybe we climb every other mountain first. And then if you're still bored, consider it. But there's tons of mountains in the world that you could climb. that are safer, probably.
Like, what about Mount Fiji? What about Mount Kilimanjaro?
There's Mount Logan in Canada.
What about the okay, well, okay, that one I can't say that was on top of mine. The Andes Mountains. The we have Rocky Mountains. We have Appalachian Mountains. Like plenty of mountains. It's not like we have a shortage of mountains, you know?
Yes, there's tons of mountains to climb. That
the
are
Ural Mountains.
Those a thing.
Yeah, is that Asia? The Ural? Is it Ural Mountains? Am I making that up? It's Ural Mountains. Yes, it exists. The Ural Mountains in Russia. Well, take that.
Maybe don't go to those mountains right now.
Well, yeah, right now, don't.
This one. Okay. Drive a race car. I am not changing this one. One of my dream jobs my whole life I wanted to be a race car driver.
At the Kentucky Derby?
How cool. Just how cool would that be just to be in a race car and just go around and just like super fast?
Does a go-kart count, or does it have to be a race car?
I don't want to alter that one. I want to drive a race car.
Okay, so legitimate race car.
So badly.
Okay. I think that's obtainable. I just think you have to try and find how you would do that. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll go to, Talladega and just talk to people.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, okay, Chicago has the Penguins, so maybe try and do it in Chicago, but
I'll just do everything in Chicago. Chicago, what you got for me? Okay. This one screams, "Hi, I'm from Ohio."
Okay.
It says, "I want to have a corn farm."
Oh my God. Have a corn farm.
I wanted a
the
farm
best
of
part
corn.
is like, as a 7th grader, like that was like exciting. That was interesting. Like what was
that was really big to me. You travel through Ohio, you see a bunch of corn. I was like, I could do that.
I think you can do this because if you just plant a little corn in your backyard,
I have a corn farm.
Technically, that's a corn farm, right?
Yeah. Or do they even call it a corn farm? It's not even a corn field.
I feel like you can get away with it because, like, who's gonna come over and be like argue semantics with you about that? Like,
it's not really a farm. Well, it's my farm. It's my happy little farm. Thank you.
Like, here, let's look up the definition of farm. Oh my God, Google, my FBI agent's like, what is he looking up today?
What is this guy's issue?
An area of land and its buildings used for growing crops and rearing animals, typically under the control of one owner or manager. There you go. It just says an area of land and its buildings, and if you're growing crops, you're the manager. Boom, it's a farm. Make it happen.
Like my little farm. Another one that's a little more outrageous: have a pet monkey.
Ooh, I'm gonna say that one is a no. That is,
I don't think I want to.
Back in the 90s when you wrote this, I think that was acceptable, but I think these days, like, I don't know. Wait, you didn't write this in the 90s, did you?
2000s. I was gonna let you have that, but no.
Well, I feel like in the 90s, like, I feel like everyone had a pet monkey in the 90s because it was on Friends.
I was gonna say, I think I watched Friends.
One. Yeah, I think it was kind of normal a little bit to have that, but these days, like, especially watching Tiger King, like, it's like, oh my God, these poor animals, like, yeah.
And then you watch growing up, you watch videos of Coco the gorilla. Have you ever seen videos of Coco?
No, I don't think so.
Coco's a gorilla that they taught sign language to, and Coco could like communicate and stuff.
Okay.
And had a pet kitten and was just really like loved the kitten and stuff. So cute. Now I'm just like, that's very cute, but I would not want to be that person training that gorilla. That just seems like a lot of scary things.
And it kind of reminds me of like when I was younger, I always wanted a seal sanctuary, but like realistically, like I'd have to get like a pool. I'd have to like feed the seals. I'd have to like, be up in the middle of the night and hear, arr, 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 and like.
You'd have to be like in the middle of nowhere or have super thick walls.
How would one make us? But here, if I won the Mega Millions jackpot, you bet your butt I'm going to put a few million to make a seal sanctuary.
That'd be cool. Currently at $1.02 billion. So if you win, that's a lot of money.
I would still do the podcast, but you would notice like I have like rich things in the background.
Oh, no, that's fine. What would be the first thing that you would buy if you won the lottery?
This is going to sound so stupid. I think I would first start like an investment plan. immediately set up a savings account to put in probably a majority of the funds. I would start looking at charities to partner up with. I would create a nonprofit of my own, a nonprofit organization of my own. I think then this sounds so stupid. I would just close out all my loans, get everything taken care of, house payment done. And then I don't know. I think I feel like knowing me, it'd be something super mundane. It'd be like a coffee or something. Like it wouldn't even be like, because like to me, like I don't live really more materialistically. Like I kind of live more like idealistically.
Yeah.
So like I think just the idea of like being able to fund No Sleep Sleepover and the other variety of projects I do by, in a sense, having the money to just be able to do what I want. Like that's enough, if that makes sense. So
I get that. Yeah, I think the biggest thing in my life that would change is that I would probably buy a house.
There you go.
Have a house. But I think the first thing I would do would be to pay off my loans.
Yeah.
And again, I know that's boring, but it's like realistically, that's what I need. I don't need a Lamborghini in my driveway. I don't even know if I could drive a Lamborghini, honestly. But I do need my loans paid off. I would like a house, and then, figure out which family members I could give money to and help them pay off their houses, their loans, their whatever they have.
Your favorite cousin, me.
Yeah, my favorite cousin and podcast partner, Matt.
I supported you all the way through when you were in 7th grade, through when you went to that okay college. So, I mean, clearly.
You've been here all along.
You know what I would pay for? I would pay for us to retake the glass blowing class. And this
so
time we actually take our pumpkins.
Do you think they're still there?
No, they can't be there, right?
It's been like a year.
Should we like redo a glass? I feel like we should do a 2.0. This time really follow through on getting our glass projects, right? I don't know.
God, I hated glass, but we could do like a paint and pour.
Let's do a pottery. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, something more fun, but I hated glass blowing. It's not my thing.
I liked it. It was fun.
Maybe call that place, see if they have classes, and also see if they have our pumpkins.
Hi. So we took a class a year ago and we left pumpkins.
Just tell them that we've been in some legal trouble and we're finally back in Ohio. So
we both fell into a coma at the same time, actually. That
and
lasted
we both got out
till now. And we want to know if you have our glass pumpkins that we made a year ago.
Because it's not our fault that we left them there.
I think it just became like, this sounds bad. It was kind of a hassle to go back and get it. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, we're busy people, and like the idea of us going back to get the pumpkins, like, I don't know. This is turned into such a weird rant divergent, but
it's also like 40 minutes away from my house. And I'm like, I don't want to drive that far for a pumpkin that I hated to make.
I love how we're like blaming the pumpkins and the glass blowing instead of us just not wanting to take the time to get it.
Us being lazy
like
and
like you probably could just like walk in and they're like, "What's your name? Oh, here's your pumpkin. Bye." And we're
easy.
Like, "How dare they make?
They want me to park my car, walk inside."
Oh my god!
My gosh!
All right, back to your next one. Is it? Oh my god! Do you have glass blowing on there? I would scream if you did.
God no! Even as a child, I knew that would be my worst nightmare. This one I've kind of done is write an article that will go into the paper.
You've done that.
Not like a newspaper, so I guess it's kind of checked off and like altered because I've done it for web articles and I've been in the newspaper, but I don't think I've ever written something that's been in the newspaper.
Well, I don't think 7th grade Logan realized how print media would kind of die. So like, I think that this, you what you've done counts, but I think at the same time, if you, knowing you probably want to stick to more of like the actual nature of what 7th grade Logan wanted to say. Why not see if you can collaborate with like a print organization and print something, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to tentatively check that off because I have written articles.
It's a half season.
Yeah, it's a half check.
Yeah.
This one is go on a camel ride in a desert.
Okay, so the go on a camel ride, we could do that at the Cleveland Zoo right now.
Yes.
But In a
I wanna be
desert?
in a desert.
And no offense, if you didn't like the heat of glass blowing, I don't know if you're going to like the heat of a camel ride in the desert. That feels like a lot of heat.
Yeah. But you know what? I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I think it would be an experience for the books. I don't know if I would find it fun, but maybe I would. I don't know. Maybe.
I think I watched The Mummy one too many times and just saw those.
I feel like
scenes
a
them
lot
riding
of
camel.
these are like what you saw. Like I saw Friends that had the monkey. I saw The Mummy and I wanted to be in the desert. Like
Yeah.
a lot of inspiration from media.
Yeah, basically. This one is learn 5 different languages.
Oh no, girl, don't. I'm like, listen, I love the idea of people learning languages. I can't. I'm only a savant at English. I try learning Spanish. I try learning Latin. I've tried so hard and like foreign language, I can't comprehend. So, but hey, if you can, go for it.
5. I don't think I can. I took Spanish for multiple years and I'm still not that fluent at all.
No, me neither.
I can say basic phrases, but I can't speak it. I can, if people are speaking, I can pick up phrases and words. So, there's that fun little thing, but I cannot have a conversation.
Well, and
So-
it's interesting to me that people are like, yeah, I'll watch like Spanish television to learn Spanish. I'm like, I just read the subtitles. Like, I
Yeah.
don't like, I spend my whole time reading the subtitles. So like, I don't take anything from that, but
Well, that's how a lot of people say that they learn English. And it blows my mind because you're hearing, you're understanding, and able to use that. It's insane.
you know who I blame? The American school system. I should have been
Yeah.
taught languages at a very young age instead of
Yeah.
7th grade when I took Spanish once a month. Unacceptable.
Once a month?
I mean, it was like weekly, but like the way it was scheduled, it like if there was a pep rally, no Spanish class. If there was like a special schedule, no Spanish class. If there was a mass, because Catholic school, no Spanish. So basically, it would be like once a month, and like, I mean, and I listen. My mom taught me Spanish because my mom was my 7th, 8th grade Spanish teacher. So like, she did
Roasted.
great. My mom did no. Listen, mom, you did great. It's not your fault. It's like just the way the curriculum was set up back then. Which,
Yeah.
if you were in charge of that curriculum, I loved it. Thank you very much. Moving on.
I learned so much and it was wonderful.
Como comprende muy español. Mi abuela's grandma. Mi
Madre.
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 There we go.
Gracias, madre, tu mat.
Yeah, people who are fluent in Spanish like these two f these two for their terrible
guys.
Spanish. Oh my god. All right, so that one probably won't happen. No worries, that's fine. It was 7th grade. You thought you could do it, you can't. No worries. Moving on.
Cannot. Okay, so on here, I also have take apart a computer and put it back together again.
No, that's just a no. Listen, I get that some people get joy out of this, but like the idea of taking something, dismantling it and putting it back together, that's just labor. That's just work to me. Like,
Yeah.
I get that people are like, oh, but like I learned so much, but like, why don't I learn something by like making it from scratch? Like, give me the computer device and I'll put it together. But like, why would I buy a computer for thousands of dollars in today's inflated economy where wages are stagnant, break the
fair.
computer to remake it? Yeah.
To be fair, this was not in today's inflated society. This was in 7th grade when those Apple computers, like the thick ones with the colors on the side that you could see through, were really popular, and it looked really cool. And I was like, I could do that.
Logan, in the 90s, there was still a lot of wage disparity. So no, I'm not kidding about that. I'm kidding just about you being 7th grade in the 90s. But yeah, that's a no. So are you to do that one?
I might buy a computer.
Buys the computer, checks that off the list.
Did it? That just
You
sounds-
do. Well, I was gonna say your laptop currently is kind of on its last leg. So what if you did like buy a new computer and just for fun take the old one apart?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
There you go. Boom.
Watch, I get electrocuted halfway through the process. And just...
Go into a coma, wakes up a year later. Hi, 2 years ago, I made a glass pumpkin. Just woke up from my coma.
Now, I've actually been in a coma. It's not a lie. You want to see my medical bills?
Granted, there was a year of time where I did not get my glass pumpkin. But
we don't have to talk about that. I'm here now for my pumpkin, please.
I know. Seriously, I feel like if we do merch one day, one t-shirt should just be a glass pumpkin. No context. Just
that sounds like a band.
coming to stage, glass pumpkin.
Love the glass pumpkin.
Loving it.
This one is bike 100 miles in at least a week.
I think that's obtainable.
I think that's doable. I don't currently own a bike, but when I do, I think that's doable for sure.
I mean, 7 days. So what, 16, 15 miles a day?
Yeah, that's doable.
I think it's very doable.
I am doing a charity thing called Velisano. If you've never heard
that is more than a charity thing.
If anyone hasn't heard it, it's a fundraiser for the Cleveland Clinic. 100% of the funds go to cancer research, and annually they will have a bike ride. And so people raise money. I'm currently raising money. Donate. Find me on Facebook. And so I don't, like I said, I don't have a bike, and they've been doing virtual riders the past couple of years. And so instead I have been roller skating. And so I roller skate. And so that's fun. But people who do the bike ride in person, there's 100-mile bike ride in one day.
No, it's 2. You get 2.
Oh, is it 2?
It's 2, but it's still 2 days.
But still,
yeah,
100 miles. People are riding their bikes.
Yeah, they go to Worcester, I think, and then they take the night to sleep, and then they ride back.
Are you kidding me? That's insane. How do people do that?
You could do it. It'd take a few years, but you could do it.
Take me a few years to ride my bike to Worcester and back.
I mean, you have to train. You can't just do it. Like, we can't roll up and do that. You have to get the stamina, and you have to See, I was fully convinced that this year I was going to sign up for the Cleveland Marathon and run it with no training. But multiple people told me no, that was a bad idea. Yeah, so that's a bad idea. Yeah.
But I think it's fun. There's something fun about signing up for something and not being prepared for it.
Well, yeah, like a neon rave or like a buffet, but like a 100-mile bike. Like, I've never ridden a bike before. I'm not set up for the 100-mile bike ride. That is just insanity, I think. So,
yeah.
I would skip.
I think it'd be fun.
I think you could do that though. I think you just need to train. That's all. Just train up.
Yeah.
And knock it out.
That sounds really hard though. So I'll stick to my week instead of the 2 days for Velisano.
There you go.
Become an actress and or singer. I can't do either.
Oh, well, does it say what? It doesn't say what level of fame or success.
No. So I could do like community theater.
I mean, because I consider myself an actor and singer, and granted, my acting is pretty much limited to improv comedy shows, and my singing's limited to being a D-list pop artist. So, like, I think you could easily do that.
But that sounds terrifying, and I'm also not talented. So,
I mean, I don't think I'm talented, and I still put my music on Spotify and Apple Music.
I think you're talented.
New single out right now, Thousand Air. Oh, it's the song of the summer.
Shout it out. Lizzo, watch out. He's coming for you.
Oh, my gosh. If only I could even come close. It's like Major League Baseball Lizzo, and I'm like T-ball on like Thursday at 9 p.m.
Oh, that's way too late for T-ball.
You're right. The kids need to be in bed by 9.
No, I think that you are talented, and I think that you have fun with what you do, which I think is important. I think that
I agree.
It's the passion that you have that makes it like really exciting, that makes people want to listen to it even more. And granted, Lizzo also has that passion and stuff probably, but it's like, it's, she has the money and everything. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm sorry. There was a great quote the other day though, and it said, it's not necessarily about where you want to go with the goals that you have or where you want to be, as long as you love what you do. And I think that's so true. Like, I met so many people that like wanted to do these like great things, didn't come close to it, and like resented the whole process. Whereas, what I've loved is that I've enjoyed most of what I've done. And what I don't enjoy, I don't do anymore. And I move on to other things or maybe revisit them later. So it's like, I think you got to love what you do. And if you don't, well, then don't do it. But like, I get why some people would say, okay, well, I don't love the work that I do, but it pays me a lot, but it's flexible, but it provides healthcare, childcare services that I need. And that's really important too. And I can't say, only do what you love. Cause like, sometimes what you do things you don't love for things that you love, right? The people that you love. So, all right, moving on.
It's like another one of those quotes. Like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Yeah, mine was a little bit more original, but
like, I'm just a little more creative than you, and that's why I'll never be an actress and or singer.
Logan's like, wow, that reminds me of a really deep quote that I saw at Home Goods the other day.
Seriously. It's on a pillow. Next to some Ray Dunn.
Oh my God.
These two are both kind of like travel, fun, weird ones. Okay. So go to, where did I leave off?
Singing, acting. You wanted to be a singer?
I know. I lost the first one though. Look in a volcano and go to the rainforest.
Could you go to the zoo's rainforest? Does that count?
I have done that.
Feels like you have gone to the rainforest.
I just feel like if I keep checking off things at aquariums and zoos in Cleveland, then I'm not doing that well.
It does feel a little loopholey, a little bit. The look into a volcano, though, like, is that safe?
Like, not an active volcano, and I think it's okay.
So just like a mountain.
Well, no, but there's like volcanoes that like are dormant. So they're not close to erupting, but I think they still are kind of
ooze. They still like ooze.
I think so. Sometimes.
Let's see.
I'm not a volcano expert.
Like if I was gonna look at a volcano, like I want to look at one that's like bubbling up,
Yeah, but that seems dangerous.
Well, that's why I asked. I mean, yeah.
I think there are dormant volcanoes that like are still warm.
Yeah, they just kind of look like craters. But you know what? I mean, it is cool. I feel like I shouldn't be crapping on it. It would be.
It's kind of like, what's that geyser? Yellowstone?
Yeah, Yellowstone has a geyser.
Like the famous geyser? Old Faithful? Is that what it's called?
Old Faithful. It might be.
But people go and look at that when it's not currently erupting, and they're like, wow.
Oh,
magical.
You know what? So there are 3 types of volcanoes. I don't think I knew this distinction. There's an exotic volcano. So there's like no magma anywhere. The dormant, there is a magma chamber, but it's like dormant. It's not like
that's the one I want.
And then there's the active volcano
that could erupt at any second.
Yeah. In the picture, it's like erupting. Oh, it's kind of scary. Oh,
I want the dormant one.
Yeah, dormant has the ability to erupt again. Active is erupting now or soon. Extinct will never erupt again. Okay.
Ever.
How do they know that? What if one day the magma's like, we're going to go this way, girls? Like to the extinct volcano.
Let's go, ladies.
Hey, you know what'd be fun if we just went to an extinct volcano and like made it active again?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is so stupid.
This is the best podcast ever.
Oh god, I'm writing that down in my notes. That's the trailer for me. That's
a good one. See, this is why I love this podcast though, is because we can just like be stupid and talk about what we want to do. And I get so much joy out of it. And, it's fun if other people do as well. But the thing is that we're enjoying ourselves.
I feel really bad to your friend who falls asleep to our podcast because she's missing some excellent content right now.
Wake up. And maybe we'll do some more
Wake
ASMR
up!
for her.
Don't you dare fall asleep.
So sorry, headphone users. That was maybe too long.
Rest in peace, headphone. I'll mix it down. I'll make sure. Oh my God. Okay.
Let's do a couple more.
Okay.
This
more
one, I think that I saw some stupid movie. Write a math problem that will take up an entire chalkboard. Like, when you see them.
No, I know exactly like what you mean.
And then there's a little spot at the bottom and they're like, oh, I got it. And they like find the answer.
The answer is 7. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I thought that would be cool.
We can make that happen. Let's get you a chalkboard. You know what I want to do? I want to do later this winter. I want to take the content of Starbolt Studios and make live renditions. So live in front of an audience, you can create and solve a math board on a giant chalkboard. Wouldn't that be great?
I am so bad at math. That would be the most embarrassing experience of my life.
BRB, gotta go to giantchalkboardrentals.com and start looking.
And everyone's like, you're hosting and you're like, all right, well, everyone is doing this over here. Logan's going to be working on her math problem.
Live. It's Logan and her math chalkboard.
And I'm just trying to figure something out. Watch, I'm just writing random stuff on there, but there's someone really smart in the audience. They come up and they're like, actually, this is what we've been looking for. We would like to hire you for NASA.
Well, you're dating someone right now. Are they good at math?
Yes, he's better at math than I am. We don't talk about math all that often, so I think he's pretty good at math. But he's very good at geography, history, very good, very smart at all of that. Shout out.
Well, your list doesn't say memorize the state capitals. It says write a math problem on a giant chalkboard. So
I'm dating the wrong kind of person. I dated history. I need math.
Hey, babe, we're breaking up because I need a mathematician.
I need someone who's really good at math. You're really good at history, but I need math to finish my bucket list.
What if you amend it so that you do a giant chalkboard, but maybe it's like a historic thesis?
Ooh, interesting.
Like, I think that Joan of Arc was actually
a man.
I don't know. Have fun with it. We'll get back to it. We're going to put that on it's not extinct. It's dormant. We're going to put that in the dormant pile for now.
It's not currently active, but it's just a dormant.
Not extinct, not active. Dormant. It's dormant. Yeah. Okay.
I hope people are learning things about volcanoes because I know I am.
Well, we learned things. What did we learn about? We learned about the volcanoes. We learned about the penguin walk at the Shed Aquarium. Yeah. I feel like if I go through my history, women in Derby. We learned that people do women in Derby. We learned that the Ural Mountains are in Russia. That's a legitimate thing. The definition of farm, right? We did that earlier. And the origins of bucket list. I think there's like 6 or 7 good takeaways from today. Absolutely.
So here's your homework. Take something that you've learned so far and tell somebody about it and treat it like it's your own fact. And you can have it from us to you. This is our present to you. Act like you just knew that. And then when you tell someone, they'll be like, yep, I've known that forever. And maybe we're just stupid. But
we might
you will be smart for a second. You'll feel smart.
Our stupidity makes you smarter. That's our new tagline.
You're welcome. All right. I have a couple more that I want to go through. Meet Brady Quinn, who was, at the time, quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Wow. First of all, if you had said Brady Quinn and been like, who's that? I would have been like, I don't know, like an extra on Full House. The fact, too, is how many quarterbacks think we've gone through since Brady Quinn?
So let me look that up. So many.
And where is Brady Quinn today? Do you think that's an obtainable goal? Like, is he like popular? I don't think so. Cause like, I don't know.
Can you look that one up?
Yes. I'm going to look up where Brady Quinn.
Wait. Don't even look it up. He does. He has like a sports talk show that he has.
Oh,
and I already know that. I don't even know why I'm asking. I know where Brady Quinn is at all times. Brady Quinn, if you're listening, I don't know where you're at all times. And I still would love to meet you. Please. I'm not creepy.
The last thing in his Wikipedia is dated 2015. So,
and what does it say?
Oh no, here we go. And he began Fox Sports Radio's weekday morning drive show. Mm-hmm. He's the co-host of The Blitz on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
It is a lot of radio. Interesting. I know he's on TV sometimes. I couldn't tell you which one, but all right, let's see. So, is this starters or? Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's married to a gymnast, a retired gymnast who won the silver medal for gymnasium or gymnastics in 2008.
You know what? No, he's not married to anybody, so it's okay.
Yeah, he is.
My seventh grade self was so in love with Brady Quinn. Brady Quinn's not married to anybody currently. He can be married after I meet him. That's fine.
There you go.
But my seventh grade self just can't conceptualize that Brady Quinn.
No, they didn't get married till 2014. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
Let's see. So there's at least one. Like 14.
That's insanity. We have such bad luck.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Well, anywho, we probably did way too much research right now. Any other
It's a lot of
fun things on your bucket list?
Let's do one more. Oh, this one is to pilot an airplane.
Wow. That would take some time.
Who's gonna let me fly their plane?
Can you imagine I'm like on the flight and you're like, hi, it's me, Logan Molnar, flying the plane today. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So
I'll be your captain.
Buckle up. You'd be like, to your left is Ohio, and to your right is Lake Erie. And
pretty.
Is that pretty? Let's get a closer look.
I think I would be a good airplane pilot. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like I had to see you train a bit before I give you my vote of confidence.
Isn't it just a lot of like autopilot?
I mean, yeah, but like what if the autopilot dies?
Then I have a co-pilot. I have a co-pilot.
But then why would you as the pilot be worse than the co-pilot? Wouldn't the co-pilot be the pilot? You'd be the co-pilot? Like if you have less training?
Because I'm just trying something for the experience, Matt. I'm not a professional pilot. I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But if you're like on a commercial airline and you have 200 people's lives at stake, right? Like,
I think I'd want to do like cargo, probably. Like a cargo plane.
This is your captain, Logan. I know no one's hearing me because you guys are all cargo, but thanks for being here. And
but how freaking cool is this? Let's do it.
Can you imagine like baggage claim? They're like, yeah, we didn't get your cargo. Why not? Well, you know, the pilot was a person who wanted to do this for a bucket list. So they didn't really take it seriously.
She was just kind of in the air, just doing too much. And we think she landed in Tampa, maybe.
Oh my God.
Oh, good stuff. Well, this was fun. Matt, real quick before you go, do you have anything that you really want to do before you die?
I have a few things. I'd love to own like an event venue to do like events and stuff. And I thought about running for city council, but I've been on a government coalition and that's been such pain and agony. So I don't know if I want to do that anymore. But I don't know. I mean, I'm working towards some active goals right now. I mean, I've never really had a bucket list. I kind of usually just like, if I want to do it, I try and make it happen.
Well, that's your homework for next week is to make a bucket list with 50 items on it.
I thought my homework next week was true crime story.
That too. You have a lot of homework.
Oh.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you didn't, then so sorry. Come back next week. You can listen to us.
The idea that they didn't like it. They listened to 40 minutes and they're still going to come back. It's funny to me.
Because we are fun people. And sometimes you like things that we talk about. Sometimes you don't like things we talk about. And you know what? That is life. Boom. So find us wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever, or on Starbolt Studios YouTube page, where we post the videos, unless they get copyrighted. Like a couple of them have, but it's fine. They were educational podcasts, but apparently big movie corporations didn't like that and they took it down. Or you can go to starboltstudios.com. Is that what it?
Yeah.
Okay. And find all of Matt's projects because he does a lot and he's really active and fun. Yeah. Matt, any closing statements?
Well, we'll probably see you soon. We will definitely not be extinct. We might be dormant or we might be active. Find out next week.
I love it. Bye, everybody.
Bye.